We have now entered week 2 of the 12 days of best ball. Today is day 8. I'm a machine who cannot stop drafting best ball teams, who cannot stop streaming. Am I going to sacrifice my health, my sleep, my mental faculties to do so? Yes. But is it worth it? Debatable. Let's draft another team.
Bro, I'm telling you, hop in these drafts when these idiot streamers are trying to draft and talk to the chat at the same time. It's so plus EV, bro.
Oh no, I think I accidentally just took Kenyon Drake and Josh Jacobs. What do we call that? A no-no.
No way, you don't have to set your lineup. That's incredible. And recently eclipsed 23%, and I'd much prefer it to be in the more 21 to 22% range.
Bum, 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 bum. Good morning, Paul, GM Harbs. What's up, Willis? What's up, Alex? What's up, Brian? Good morning. Good morning to all of you guys. How are we doing? How are we doing? It doesn't feel like a Monday. It just feels like one straight infinite week that goes on and on until the start of the season. We will be doing drafts all this week, full set of shows. The 12 days of best ball will come to an end on Friday, I believe is the 12th day. I am taking Labor Day weekend off. No content for me on Labor Day weekend. Just getting my ducks in a row. I head to Vegas a week from Wednesday, which means once I'm on the flight to Vegas, I can no longer enter underdog drafts, which means I have 9 days to max out BBM2 to get 7 more big dog entries. I don't know if I'm going to get to 10. That was what I wanted to get to. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it, but we will try. We will try. And this morning we are going to hop in a Best Ball Mania draft, as we are known to do. You guys want to come draft with me? I would prefer not. I would prefer if you guys just watched me draft with strangers, but I'm not going to begrudge you this opportunity to draft with me, and you guys fill it very quickly. We're gonna talk about Brashad Perriman. Thank you, Alex, for letting me draft in peace today. Casey's not letting me draft in peace. Brian's not letting me draft in peace. Lundar's not letting me draft in peace. Tommy Zero's not letting me draft in peace. No one will let me draft in peace. Yeah, well, we're gonna pour one out for Brashad Perriman here. I agree, Corey. Labor Day weekend. It's our last chance to breathe. Did I see on Twitter you had a bike accident? Your knee looked all gashed up. It looked like there was a photo of a very pretty scenic, meadow/trail, but then you busted up your knee. What happened? Brian Schultz is the true influencer 101. Congratulations. Yeah, Brashad Perriman, man. It was the winds were blowing in that direction. There was the rumor about a week ago that he was going to get cut. It just happened so quickly as far as how much that flipped. I mean, we got indication that Tyrell Williams was the guy there, but we still assumed Brashad Perriman wouldn't lose his job to Khalif Raymond. That's what happened. We like Quintus Cephas, but the beat reporter for the Lions, I forget his name, he replied to one of the Draft Sharks guys on Twitter and said Khalif Raymond is well ahead of Quintus Cephas. So Brashad Perriman lost his job to Khalif Raymond. Amon-Ra St. Brown in the slot, Tyrell Williams on the outside. It's wild, man. Brashad Perriman had looked legitimately good at times. It is pretty wild, that fall from grace there. I'll never forget how excited I was about Brashad Perriman's 40 time at his pro day. What did he run? It was something absurd, right? It's like a 4.34 or something. Rest in peace, Brashad Perriman. Cheers to you, buddy. Cheers to you always being at the top of the queue in our drafts in June. Never forget. All right, what do we got going on tonight? Okay, maybe this isn't going to be a crazy draft. For those of you guys hanging out in the chat, I'll post a link to get to be entered to win a hat from our good friends at Underdog. The only way to get the hats now is through these giveaways. Harbs won one yesterday. He already secured it. The order is being fulfilled. And Travis Kelce goes. Let's see. Will Tater give me Hill? Will Tater give me Hill? What you gonna do, Tater Coo? Really making us sweat it here. He's gonna auto draft Tyreek Hill. That's fun. Yeah, we saw that happening. All right, we'll take Calvin Ridley. If you guys last night, if you missed it, I did an auction draft with Andy from Club Top Shot, 10K buy-in with a bunch of crypto people. I just found out, well, Andy had hinted at it, but MCW, Michael Carter Williams is in the league. Ja Rule's in the league. We absolutely raked in that auction draft. I recommend it if you are missing some auction draft content in your life, or you need a break from all the snake draft content. I think you would enjoy that draft. All right, we go Ridley. I continue to just hammer Jonathan Taylor. I'll just keep doing it. He's just been my auto selection in the second now. Still don't know why he hasn't risen up back into the first now that we have all the good news on Wentz coming back early. I get it in FFPC where that week 14 bye is more of a deterrent for wanting to draft him. But not in this kind of weeks through 1 through 14 cumulative scoring here on Underdog. So I have no idea. I'll just keep hammering the Jay Taylor discount. Let's see. Wow, Brian. 45% Perriman. Whew. Goodness. Let me see how much Perriman I have. I think I just timed out in one of my drafts. That's not been good. I've started to time out in some drafts. Just pushing it a little too much. All right. Take guesses in the chat. What percentage of Perriman do you think I have? What do we think my Perriman percentage is? All right. I have it here. All right, 3%, 4%, 14%, 6%, 16, 15. Ooh, Andrew and Greg. Ding, 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 ding. 9%. 9% Perriman there. $500. I put $500 on Brashad Perriman. Imagine. I blame Leone. I blame Michael Leone. It could be worse. Could be worse. I could have 9% Mike Davis. Everyone tell Leone thank you. Look at Jordan marveling at my StreamYard production skills. Two hats, no Perriman. Thanks, Leone. Is thanks Leone the new thanks Obama? Thanks, Leone. Mike Davis is running behind Quadre Allison. Thanks, Leone. AJ Green is losing snaps to a practice squad player. Thanks, Leone. I just jumped through a folding table at the Ralph. Thanks, Leone. Yeah, I saw the Chiefs as a potential spot. The Chiefs and the Saints. Saints, I think, makes the most sense, right? I mean, they're really thin there. All right, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? We are going to draft wide receivers. Ooh, I wanted Lockett. Well, let's go DJ Moore, and then we'll grab whichever of the Bucks wide receivers Team 12 takes. Corey wants me to get more Mahomes exposure. If I had Hill or Kelsey, I would have taken him at this spot. I have no clue, dude. I'm not a capologist. I assume Perriman would be basically free though, so I don't know. I don't know how this shit works, man. I didn't even realize I was doing this stream yesterday, and I didn't even realize the preseason was over. I was saying how I was gonna start playing some preseason slates over Labor Day weekend, and preseason's over. I mean, my brain is just mush. I am indifferent to them. I like both. I mean, Mike Evans has just been consistently good his whole career. I mean, just from the looks of it from the preseason, I mean, Brady looked really crisp yesterday. It seems like this offense could be super efficient. I guess the fly in the ointment is if Antonio Brown really kind of surges. I can see scenarios where Brady just falls in love with Antonio Brown, and both Evans and Godwin aren't as big a hits because of that. But I don't know. I think this offense is going to score a ton of points, and I don't know how to break ties between Evans and Godwin. I like them both. Maybe you can make the argument in half point PPR that you prefer Evans to Godwin just because he's going to have a more defined red zone role. I mean, they were literally using him almost like a goal line back toward the end of the season last year, giving him those bubble screens on the 1 yard line and stuff. Obviously the fade routes too. So I don't know, maybe slight lean to Evans, but I have no conviction. The preseason's over. Thanks, Leone. Nervous about DJ Moore with Robbie connection with Darnold and Marshall tearing it up in camp. Not really. Jack Miller had an interesting tweet yesterday. So his DJ Moore's ADOT by year 2018 9.0, 2019 11.1, 2020 13.2. So his ADOT was increasing. They used him in that downfield role last year. It was in the game, the last preseason game. His ADOT was 2.5. And again, it's a small sample size, but it does seem like they might be pushing him back to an underneath role. And I think that bodes really well for him as far as getting the ball in his hands. He's been a really good yards after catch guy. And I think I like that his role might actually be shifting back to more of an underneath guy where he can rack up more catches. So maybe you lose out on some of the explosive plays downfield, but it would give him a higher floor. And then if he can do a lot of stuff after the catch. So I don't know. I'm excited about DJ and Robbie with Darnold. I just think it's interesting that their roles might flip flop again after flip flopping last year. All right. What are we looking at here? Pick 58. I think I'm going to take Debo, and then I'm going to pick a tight end. Detroit and Indiana play in the playoffs, so we'll probably go Hawkinson. But because I don't think Flip is going to take both tight ends, I'll just let him pick which tight end I take. Yeah, the Judy steam has been incredible. It's been pretty wild. I'm kind of curious to see where Visca goes in drafts today. I just assume after his preseason, I think I said it on a show yesterday. I don't really know why he wouldn't be. You know what? Screw it. I'm talking Visca, and I was just about to make the take of why he wouldn't be valued up with the Judy and Claypool guys. Let's put my money where my mouth is. Yeah, once I lost out on Hawkinson, it was time to go over to my boy Visca. Tight end is really drying up, though, now. I mean, we lose Irv Smith to start the season. I'm getting like the teeniest bit worried about Gerald Everett. You know, he split snaps with Will Dissly in their final preseason game. And I had been kind of just like wheels up, blast off for Gerald Everett. But man, if Dissly is splitting snaps with him, that could suck. There was so much positive buzz about Everett, and I think he's such a better player than Dissly that I still think it will break in our favor. And then on top of that, Kmet has been an auto pick for me in drafts. He's getting more expensive. So tight end is starting to get a little gross. I like getting one of those elite guys, but I decided I wanted Visca. You guys want the clip? All right, you guys want the clip. Sorry, I thought it was a little early for the clip. I have to switch over themes. I have to switch to the ship chasing themes. We drafted Laviska Shenault, guys. I need to update this highlight. There it is. Laviska, welcome to the squad. I rolled it. Sorry. I was a little slow this morning. Never too early for the clip. You guys are right. I'll take the L on that one. I should have been quicker on the trigger finger. I am posting the link in the chat to win an Underdog hat. Fill out that form. I need to update that highlight. I really need to do a refresh on it. Fill out that form. We'll do a drawing at the end. You can win an Underdog hat. A very fresh Underdog hat, if I may say so myself. I am very excited to update the clip. I legitimately have a folder on my desktop with Laviska clips. It was a little depressing last year because there was a stretch where I wasn't really able to add a lot of stuff. You know, he was a little banged up. He wasn't getting a lot of usage, but we have enough incredible footage to do a proper refresh. And if the season goes how us ship chasers hope it goes, it's going to be an hour-long documentary about Laviska Shenault by the end of the season. We are going to get many of them, Joshua. Many of them. Wow. You guys gonna make me take Darrell Henderson? I do like this this running back. The running back options here are pretty nice. Pretty nice. Michael Gallup goes. Mike Williams. I think I prefer Sermon. I haven't been getting a ton of Sermon lately just because he goes a little higher, but I'm going to use this ship chasing friends and family draft as an opportunity to get Trey Sermon. And wow, okay, the receivers are ripping. Let's see, we'll just keep hammering Will Fuller, right? Is that what we do? We just keep hammering Will Fuller? Why not? Have lots of stack potential. Matt Ryan, Darnold, Brady, Lance, Lawrence, Tua. On the tight end combo, Pete, where are you at with Pitts? Too pricey or he's a unicorn? Yeah, early in the offseason, I wasn't drafting him enough. I did start to pick up and start drafting him a decent amount. I think once you get to that kind of like late fourth, and if he falls to the early fifth, I think he's a smash. Looked really good. Yesterday, I only played 2 snaps with the first team, had that one catch, yards after carry or yards after catch, went for 27 yards. He looks really good. He's going to be a big part of their offense. I think he's properly valued. We got our first share in our FFPC main event the other day with Silas and Gormanji. So yeah, I'm excited about Pitts. I think I'm about right where I want to be as far as my portfolio on him. Maybe I would like a little bit more. Yeah, I've been getting a decent amount of Waddle. I like Waddle a lot. He's kind of having just like a quiet preseason, I feel like, relative to some of these other rookies. But I like that. I think he could get off to a really fast start. I mean, with Fuller missing week 1, sometimes these rookies just get buried or pigeonholed, early in the season. And then, I don't know, it's just hard for things to change. I like that, him and Parker are going to be, the guys out there week 1. I think we really root for a fast start for him, and then he just never relinquishes that role. Correct. This is a BBM 2. I'm working on maxing it. I think I'm up. I think this is my 123rd draft. Elijah Moore is my highest on player. How much do you have of him? I can check. For you. I'll check both pits. Once I finished maxing BBM2, I was going to post my exposures like all the cool kids. So pits, I'm low. I'm at 10% pits. Maybe would like to get a low. I should just say as a caveat, I don't have anyone over 21%. Oh, actually, Rondelle Moore is my highest, 22%. What do I have Elijah Moore? Elijah Moore, 8%. Rondelle Moore, DJ Moore, Gabe Davis, Mecole Hardman, T. Higgins, Michael Gallup, Tyler Boyd. Those are my top. 22% down to 18%. LaVisca, guys, I got him up to 16%. I was getting shit early in the offseason for losing my Visca card, and I corrected things. No, I love Jonathan Taylor. I think he's awesome. I wasn't able to max the puppies. I got to 100 on puppy 1, 100-ish on puppy 2, and I'm only going to get to like 20 on puppy 3 because all my drafts are now BBMs or big dogs. What are we doing here? I could stack up Brady, but that doesn't seem fun. Let's get Higbee. I do like Higbee here, and I need a tight end, and then we'll maybe pick which of these quarterbacks falls to us. Yeah, Rondelle Moore is one of the few guys that I've even been just chasing with this team. I think he's still undervalued by about 2.5, 3 rounds. I really don't know why Rondelle Moore shouldn't be going around where Deebo Samuel does. I really think they're going to have similar roles and similarly explosive offenses. Let's grab Trey Lance. We already have Sermon and Deebo. Let's roll. I think that's definitely a very good back to have super high ownership on. I think he's top 5 for me. Him and James White, I was splitting a bunch. But yes, I love getting one of those Geos, those Whites, the McKissicks. Blair's article, I don't know if you guys read over on RotoViz, his series, The Wrong Read, but he had a really good piece on how receiving production is generally undervalued in drafts for running backs. And we see it year after year. We saw it last year, obviously, with McKissick and Hines. And it does really feel like if there's a guy to just smash win rates with that kind of profile this year, that it would be Geo. And then the nut outcome is that Fournette just gets fully phased out. and we get a 2-man backfield between Rojo and Gio. If that happens, both of them are going to smash ADP. Randall? No. Oh, Rondelle. Yeah, I'm saying Rondelle Moore. I mean, the comp for me is 2 very athletic, really good yards after the catch guys who are going to have a low ADOT, but they're going to get a ton of manufactured touches at the line of scrimmage. It's probably spicy. I mean, I realize it's spicy, but I just feel like we know who Rondelle Moore is as this incredible, young, prolific prospect. We've now got confirmation how they're going to use him in the preseason. The team does not like Christian Kirk for whatever reason. And outside of DeAndre Hopkins, I mean, it just seems like he has a direct path to be second in targets on that team. After Hopkins, they're going to run a ton of plays. Cliff loves his horizontal raid, the end arounds, the bubble screens. I don't know. I've seen everything I need to see about Rondelle Moore. I think he's going to have an awesome season. Is 35% Edmonds too ridiculous? I don't know. I kind of found that I don't want to be, my whole thought on my portfolio this season was, I think my structures are good. And I think my structures are where I'm going to get my advantage. So I don't want to be super overweight on one player and have a third of my lineups toast because of a random injury. And then it's like, I feel like I'm leaking or giving up my edge. So, but if you have conviction on a guy, then let it rip. It's the same thing with DFS, right? Like there's guys, smart people who will lock button 2 guys in a MME run of 150. And they're just like, you know what? If these guys go off, I want all the combos around it. And then there's people that, build just their 150 set with their double stacks and bringbacks and want to just trust that their structure is going to give them the edge. So I don't think there's any right or wrong answer, but because I've done so many drafts this offseason, I've definitely approached it more from the portfolio standpoint than I want to be taking big stands on specific players. And I think I just now have a natural reflex in drafts to diversify. All right, what do we got going on here? I do really like Jamal Williams at this price. We could also grab, I think we could grab Trevor Lawrence with the next pick as well. Let's grab Jamal Williams. I love Damian Williams. I think he's a great pick. We've been getting him a lot on our FFPC main event teams. Are we treating Gus similarly to Henderson from a tournament perspective? I think so. Did Lawrence is still here? Is there anything I'm missing other than Lawrence? I love Fields, but with Lance already, I think Lawrence is the pick. Am I missing anything? I don't think I'm missing anything. Yeah, I think so. I think you can be, he was going 12th, 13th round all off season. I think we saw Henderson slide in this draft. I think once he got to, what did he get to? The 8th round. I think that gap is now getting small enough there where it's more justifiable and you have way more of an information edge on the people who are getting him in the 11th round. Like your drafts are going to have better dart throws. Those 11th round Henderson teams also have 15th round Brashad Perriman teams that your teams aren't going to have. So I think it offsets a little bit, but yeah, I think you have to be extremely price sensitive in these tournaments on these guys who have jumped, 10 rounds or how many rounds would Gus jump? Like 7? Where did he go in this one? Gus Edwards went in the 6th. So yeah, I don't want to be taking him there. I probably need him in the 8th to justify taking him in this tournament where I already have a bunch of him in the 12th. How do you keep track of exposures when you're doing slow drafts? Some of my exposures got a bit too high. Yeah, honestly, I just do it by feel. I feel like I have a lot of the slow drafts I joined at the same time. So I'm at least making those picks. Like I'm always in the band of rounds 10 through 12 on, like 15 drafts. So just kind of anecdotally, I'm like, well, I took Geo here. So now I'll take James White here. Or in this draft, I was taking a lot of Pollard. So let's get some more AJ Dillon or whatever, just the similar types of players where you need that specific profile for the texture of your team, but you also don't want to be specifically overweight on one player. So I think I just kind of reflexively did it, just knowing like, hey, I've been drafting a bunch of this guy. Let's mix it up. But yeah, that would be cool if they could add a feature where they had live updated exposures once you've made the selection, even if the draft hasn't completed yet. How do you value a roster's uniqueness over stacks, ADP, etc.? I think I know what you're saying. I don't worry too much about uniqueness. I mean, I think the places that I think about it the most is on the barbells. So I think at the top of the draft, if you think about the way ADPs fall, and most people are going to get funneled into similar pockets of players, I think you saw, Eric and I last Tuesday, we did a draft where we took Devontae Adams from 2, and then we were able to get kind of 2 unique players with Devontae Adams that I don't think most other people will. So I think in those first 3 rounds, where I think most people agree, it's a pretty flat tier. Picks 2 through 25. I just think in general, that's a flat tier. So mixing it up there, I think unique. And then in the last round, I think a lot of people are very anchored to the ADP. And those guys, if you think about the hit rate of, let's say, picks 200 through 215, the last picks in a draft versus, let's say, the players with, it would be like through 215 through 240 or whatever. Like the hit rate of that cohort of 200 through 240 is going to be way similar. And yet the ownership on picks 200 to 215 is going to be way inflated to that next batch. But because we're so anchored to the ADP, we're all funneling there. So I think fading that overdrafted cohort relative to the next batch of flyers and getting unique there makes a ton of sense. It's the same thing in DFS when we have a 3K wide receiver. I talked about this on my Establish the Run video. Let me make this pick here. Evan Ingram got hurt yesterday. I don't love that. I think I don't even want to mess around. I'm going to get Cole Kmet so I can be done at tight end. And I'm done at quarterback. So now we're down to running backs and wide receivers. Let's see what flip-flop life does here. I might still grab Sterling Shepard if he falls. Geo goes. There you go. Geo's ears were burning. And White, we'll add Sterling Shepard. It's not that fun or exciting, but we'll do it. But yeah, I talked about this in the Establish the Run video. If you're looking to just kind of get a quick primer on that, I did a top 10 tips and tricks for drafting in this specific contest, the Best Ball Mania. That link's down below. But the analogy I used was the same in DFS. Like if there's a $3,000 min price wide receiver and he becomes the trendy guy, he might get, 25% ownership by the field. And then there's a similar 3% guy that isn't getting that trendy thing, and he might be 3%. Like we always are going to pick the 3%, or at least we should always pick the 3% one, right? Because they have a similar probability hit rate of going off, and yet the field has made the assumption that one is way better than the other. And I think that's happening in these drafts as well. The ADP is the equivalent of the field getting confident on it. And yet if you just push a little bit out. So the ways I like to push myself out of that comfort zone is use the stacks and use the correlation. That's why I have lots of wide receiver 4s on my teams. It's not like I think Adam Humphries and Collin Johnson and, Keelan Cole, like all of these guys are natural home runs. But if there's an injury in front of them, not only am I getting a unique guy, but I'm getting the correlation with my stacks. So that's kind of how I think about the uniqueness. I don't think about it in the middle of drafts, near as much. Thoughts on Shepard? The Giants have to be able to complete a pass at some point, right? Yeah. He's been having a good camp. There's so much uncertainty with, what's going on with Golladay. I really think like this could just be a lost season for Golladay with how, persistent this hamstring injury seems to be. Kadarius Toney is a disaster. Evan Ingram is now banged up. He left the game yesterday with a calf injury. So, I mean, Shepard, I think, will just be kind of a rock solid presence in that offense. I think he's like a dime store version of Jarvis Landry. You're kind of getting like the arbitrage on that profile. The same reason you pass on Woods for Tyler Boyd, you pass on Tyler Boyd for Jarvis Landry, you pass on Jarvis Landry to get Sterling Shepard. Obviously not as good of an offense, but I think you're getting that type of production. And then in this build where I kind of took a detour away from wide receiver here, for a while, a pretty big gap here. 70 pick gap in between these. I like getting a floor guy here in Shepard as my wide receiver 7. I would need to go refresh the article. But when you look at it, it's not even just the late round guys. I mean, we're talking like rounds 10 and on. I mean, the hit rates are extremely low for these guys in general. I don't think your teams are dead when you lose a Fulgham, when you lose a Perriman. I don't think they're dead. Maybe you start to your 0.01% finish, top finish equity is starting to evaporate. But as far as advancing from your league, I mean, these teams are littered with landmines. I mean, even my team that finished 5th last year, like I nailed my first 8 picks, just like absolute home runs. And then I had some cheap stacks in the second half, but then a ton of just dead picks. It's more about, like, I consider a Fulgham or a Perriman a small miss. It's more about getting the big hits. If you get the big hits, you can survive the small misses. All right. Is there anything we should be doing? Running back has started to get pretty gross. Might tack on. Collin Johnson is definitely someone we will probably add early. I just feel like it's a meme if I just continue to take Christian Kirk. We'll take Sammy Watkins just to feel something different on this day. I know he hasn't been practicing, but you guys like the ASMR? There you go. I'll probably end up, let's see. I need to look at my structure here. 2-3-8-2. I do want to save a pick for Collin Johnson late. I should probably draft some running backs. Evan Ingram goes. I think that's worth the discount at that price. Pick 180. I am going to draft Chuba. Yeah, so I have been I didn't have a bunch of him early on. I did think it was rich where he was going in that, Damian Harris range, the Mostert range. Like I was always preferring those guys. I have started to draft Michael Carter. I think I've taken him in 2 of my big dog drafts around pick 125. To me, once he's falling in that range, the 11th, 12th, then I think the downside is baked in at that price. Because again, we all know it's going to be a committee out of the gate. They like Coleman, they like Ty Johnson. It's going to be messy, but you're just making the kind of the typical rookie bet on talent that the mystery box there is going to be better than, I mean, we know who Tevin Coleman and Ty Johnson are. And I think it's a safe bet that Michael Carter is better than both of them. And throughout the course of the season will emerge. So I like getting him now. I think we see this a lot of years where the most talented back is often the rookie. And because he appears buried on the depth chart, we start fading him. I mean, the examples are the Nick Chubb year. I think that was Carlos Hyde. And who else was there? He was like 3rd on that depth chart. There was another running back. No one wanted to draft Nick Chubb. Obviously, Nick Chubb had more draft capital, better prospect profile, but it still happened. Nick Chubb was sliding to the 11th, 12th round of drafts. Same thing happened with Alvin Kamara. There's no way, Latavius Murray, or I think it was Ingram at the time, right? Yeah, Mark Ingram is the guy. So I don't know. I think we sell the preseason usage when we know that these other backs aren't, really anything special, and buy the dip and buy the talent on there. I think he should be part of, a zero RB portfolio at this new cost. If you take Fields or Lance, do you make sure you don't pair them with a week 6 bye guy like Ryan? I'm really lazy with the bye weeks. Bye week Twitter comes after me a lot. With Fields or Lance, I'm less concerned about the bye and just more concerned if they're going to be playing at the start of the season. So I want to get a quarterback there. But yeah, I think breaking ties against the double bye week obviously makes sense. You don't want to give up that 20 to 25 points. I don't buy any of the Dolphins rumors. I know there's smoke there. I truly think the Dolphins have been one of the most smart franchises over the past couple of years. The way they've used their draft capital, the way that they have, de-emphasized the running back position. They haven't overpaid. They've boosted the offensive line. I just can't imagine them giving up draft capital for a maligned pariah like Deshaun Watson. Maybe it's me just hoping they wouldn't do that, but I don't really want to live in a world where they do that. Should we do the Hyper Tojo strategy? Please note my turn picks. I'll take it was Ty Johnson. I thought Tony Jones went. Let's do some Hyper Tojo. And then we'll wrap with Collin Johnson. No, who took Collin Johnson? That's why you wanted me to look at your turn picks. What are you doing? Brian, why? Why? Why would you take my Collin Johnson? Are you going to make me take... Ugh, disgusting. Oh, and look who's at the top of the queue staring at me. I'll take Dwayne Eskridge. Take Dwayne Eskridge because you took my Collin Johnson. Thanks, Leone. Brashad Perriman at the top of the queue. Thanks, Leone. That's incredibly rude. You can't take an unstacked Collin Johnson. That's a no-no. Get your Jax exposure in drafts, not with me when I haven't drafted Trevor Lawrence, Brian. Oh, yes. Dude, you got to head over and check out Ship Chasing. We did 5 FFPC main event drafts in the last 5 days. All of them streamed, all of them up on the YouTube channel. Type in Ship Chasing on YouTube, and there's literally 10 hours of recent high stakes drafts for you. We're also doing an NFC team on Tuesday. Leone, Gretsch, Pat, and I. If you're looking for high stakes content, Ship Chasing is where you need to be. It's a trickle down effect, Casey. If Schultz doesn't snipe my Collin Johnson, then you get your Dwayne Eskridge. He messed us all up. No, we're doing a 5K draft. I don't know what it's called. I don't play over there a ton. I don't know what that specific format is. I think it's just like a self-contained 12-man 5K league. I prefer Justice Hill, but I have no idea. Justice Hill missed the past 2 preseason games. I want it to be Justice Hill, but it could just as easily be Tyson Williams. No way. What? What happened here? I need to go to Twitter. Tell me what happened here. I'm not seeing news on Twitter. Paul, are you rugging me? Did something actually happen? What happened here? You're killing me. Which Kirk? Christian Kirk? What's going on? Come on, Paul. Fake news? Oh, geez, you guys are killing me. You can't be messing with me this early in the morning. I just Ron Burgundy the chat. I just pull him up as I see him. Okay, scratch that. Paul, come on. Oh, Mr. Anita Handjob says I got. No, guys, it was, I apologize for pulling it up. I got rugged. So here I'm at 123 entries. So I need to get 25. I don't know how I'm going to do 27 Best Ball Mania drafts. I'm not going to be able to max this. I'm not going to be able to. I have to find a way, but I'm not. Maybe I can. I have 9 days. So I need to do 3 drafts a day, 3 Best Ball Mania drafts a day. I'm screwed. I'm absolutely screwed. Let's do this drawing for the hat. Absolutely screwed. Also, I do want to mention, guys, so Run the Sims, my DFS partner for the season, the pricing is going up on the tools on September 1st. So if you're thinking about getting in the mix, we're going to have all the sim stuff, the optimizers, all of that good stuff, range of outcomes, the player prop, screener. You can get all of that in $50 off with promo code Pete for the next few days. You'll still be able to get $50 off with promo code Pete, but the price is going up. So this would be a good chance to lock it in. I also have a private Discord for Run the Sims members where we'll be talking DFS all year long. The link is down below. If you have questions about it, ask me about it. I'd be happy to tell you more. Also, hopefully going to do a show here soon showing off some more of the tools, but just wanted to keep putting that on your guys' radar so you can save $50 before the price goes up. Let me get my wheel up, my wheel of names. 59 entrants today. Please don't let me catch you putting in your name twice. I do sort. I do look for rent seekers. Let's see here. Does anyone need to get shamed for putting it in twice? Looks like we have a lot of upstanding individuals today. Thank you all for being non-rent seekers. All right, share screen. Randomizer. Okay, big money. We're going to do 6 shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Good luck to all of you. Latavius Murray or Ben Zanks? Ben Zanks. Congratulations, Ben. You have won an Underdog hat. I will email you with a gift card to get it from the store. It's unlisted. The only way to get it is via these giveaways. We'll keep doing these. We'll do one more on Tuesday, one more on Wednesday, one more on Thursday, and then the 12 days of best ball comes to a merciful end on Friday. Appreciate you guys always hanging out with me, no matter the time, whether it's a Sunday afternoon, a Monday morning. I appreciate it. Guys, I think this is my only stream today. I have a bunch of stuff to catch up on. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to try to book a guest for the best ball stream tomorrow. I'll figure that out. Otherwise, have a great rest of your Monday. I'll see you guys around in the Discord if you guys want to talk shop, post best ball screenshots, all that good stuff. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Club Top Shot.